Okay, hello, SE 202 students. This is Bob Jackson. I'm here. I want to try to work with you on some Moodle applications. I've been looking at some of your courses. I know most of you haven't turned them in, and that's where I want to try to, rather than having you just straight out turn them in and then I start nitpicking at things once they're turned in. I'd rather try to help out before you get them turned in as assignments. Okay, so first of all, yeah, I know we have a due date for the really first where you first put in some real resources to your middle courses for this Sunday night, and I will say now that that'll be kind of a soft due date. In reality, all it's going to matter is when we'll get down to the end of the course on December 16th. I'd like for all of us, or most of you, have a Moodle course set up that would actually be usable. Okay, because the whole goal of this is for me to show you how, at least in my knowledge base, how to create and set up a course, an online course for class. Now, really what you're doing is a hybrid course, because the expectation here is that you will be teaching in class one-on-one with students every day. However, it's becoming much more of an expectation that teachers everywhere, K through 12 and at the college level too, that you have a online course to accompany your in-class course. So that's where you should be getting used to putting most all of your assignments, that you even the assignments that you do in class, put them on your online course. Okay, and that's what this is about. And so what I did first on the course, and I'll just go ahead and go to my course here. If you look, I'm sharing course organized into the categories, into each of the modules. So like on your course, you have each of these modules, we all have the same: Earth Sciences, Weather and Climate, Earth's Waters and the Water Cycle, and the nature of living things and the history of life and so forth. Now then, eventually in the future, of course, you're going to be able to make these what you want. Okay, and you may very well be doing on either Canvas or Google Classroom. A lot of you'll be using Canvas, I imagine. Okay, but you're going to say it doesn't look exactly the same, but you're still going to set up modules on your course. Then within your modules, you have the organization, like I was showing here, put categories, and then you want to try to keep that consistent from through each of the different modules. Okay, so it's the same order. So now then parents and your students will get used to that and be able to find things easily. So that was the first stage I was trying to get you to do. And y'all did that totally successfully, and you're doing the next part right, except, well, what most are doing is you're making it more like a filing cabinet and putting the resources on there and the assignments and the activities and so forth. But you need to put some guidance in that you're telling your students, your parents, what your expectations are for them to do for an assignment. Okay, so that's what I want to do, is try to show you how you give direction. Okay, now there's a couple ways you can go about it, and we all don't have to do it the same. Okay, you could actually go up to like the lesson plan section of your course and just put in an instructions page. Okay, so that'd be like, let me go here. Okay, this is like on our course, because you're doing the same thing I'm doing with the online course that I have for you. If you go to each section, each module of course, like we go to the module we're on now, which is week 4. Okay, then at the top of the course, I have instructions here exactly what you're going to do. Number 1, you're going to read the following sections. Okay, so now then you could take and do this on your Moodle course for all the things that you put on your course in that section. what you're assigning. Okay, number one, this, hopefully yours isn't as long and detailed as this. Hopefully it's just number one, you do this, number two, you do that, and in less than 5 points there, you've got things told because you're at the elementary level, and it should be pretty simple for parents. So now then the way you do that on Moodle is you take, like I said, you could put it in under lesson plans if you wanted to, and I'd put maybe like first you gotta do before you do anything, you gotta turn editing on, is put put another label and say you could call it instructions, okay? Course instructions or module instructions. Okay, or you could call it, if you, as long as you get them all known as the same thing, you can call it module itinerary or agenda for this module. It might be better for you. Agenda for this module. It does not matter. You can make that what you want, just so you make the same in all of your, and have consistency in your course. And now I'm going to take that and drag it up here and put it into the lesson plan, and then you could put a Word document if you wanted to that has spelled out what you want them to do exactly on the assignments and the labs and all. Okay, this is just one method you can do it. Okay, now then I'm just moving it over so it looks kind of like an outline. Okay, but you could also take and just take a page. You go to add activity or resource and you pick page. Okay, and then here in the content part here, you can put, or you can even put up here, as long as if you put it in this box, display description on course page, as long as you click this, because if you type in here and you don't click this, it's not going to show. And just go down through here, the weekly or module agenda. Okay. And then go, once you have that there, like weekly agenda. And you could put your dates there if you wanted to. So like November, what was the beginning of this one? Like November 13th through the, or 14th. I think this week started out through the 18th. Okay. And then go down here and go number 1, do this. Read. Okay, da 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 da. Okay, number 2. I can't type. Do, and then list out what you want them to do. Exactly as much detail as possible. Okay, and then on appearance, what a lot of you are using the appearance thing, you once in a while want to come down and check this. If you're putting it on, I'll show you on one of them. You want it to always appear as a new page. Okay, since this one is a page, it's going to make a page. You don't have a selection new page. It just appears better and makes it less clicks, because if you don't do new page, it's going to take them through 2 clicks to get to what you want them to go to. Okay, which that's when you start getting, well, I couldn't find the assignment. Well, they didn't pay attention and you click again. Okay, so now then, once I have this on there, okay, then when I go save, well, I didn't put anything here, so I guess I have to. Okay, you gotta put something in each one of the boxes or else I'm not gonna take it. Okay, and I'm just trying to give you a shortened version of this. So then I can drag this up. I realize every time you populate these, they're always going to go to the bottom, then you have to drag them up where you want. And then you have here your weekly agenda, which would be the same as what I'm doing right here, except this on D2L that we're using in our course, and you spell out exactly what you want them to do. Okay, so now then, that's one way you can do it. And it's up here, and you're telling them each one of the different things to view your PowerPoint, to do the assignments, to do the lab activities. Okay, now the other thing that you can do is go to your actual activities. Okay, and then let me add one so I can, yeah, I'm just adding an activity to show you what to, how you can do this. And this is actually off one of your guys' courses because I was looking through it. So I think this was under maybe this one. So let me see. I'm going to add URL. I'm just adding a resource to show you what to do with it. Science games. Okay, now then, this is a part that a lot of you are not doing, is you go to appearance. You always want to, whenever you put the resources in, even the ones you drag and drop on, won't do this unless you come in here to the setting. You want to select not automatic, you want new window. And then when they click on it, it'll just open that resource up and not have to go a couple clicks to get into it. Okay, so now then, I just put this in on this course. Now then, let's say I want to, instead of giving instructions for everything up here, just put on instructions on each activity on your course. Okay, what you can do is you go to that activity, which is one I just added. You go to edit. Okay, you go edit settings, and then you put your instructions here. So now then that's where, if you'll go to this page, and that's where I'm on this, and like whoever had this on your course, you've got them going this page, but they have no idea what they're doing. Okay, so you need to tell them. So if you want them to do the weather and climate match game, then you tell them to first go. You're going to tell them, number one, first go to Legends of Learning, this URL. Then scroll down and select weather and climate match game. Okay, so that's where on here, once I can go, I can type. Okay, and be sure to select display description on course page or else it won't. Okay, once you are on the, what's the name of your page? The Legends of Learning website, Legends of Learning webpage, you need to scroll down and select weather and climate match game, if that's the one you want them to do. Okay. And select weather. And climate. What was it? Match game? Match game. And okay. Now then, you can bold these, you can whatever. You can even, if you want to, take that and put a URL on it, in which they can just click on that then to go right to this. If you clicked on this and copied the URL, which this is taking it a step better to where it's less work for them, less. And I always go open a new window on all these. So when they click on it, it's going to open a new window and keep them on the course as well. Okay, so then they go here, and then you will see, and of course I haven't got mine as detailed because I'm trying to show in a quick way. I've got instructions what to do on this activity right here. Okay, and that's what, if we're dealing with younger kids, it's probably one of the better ways. So parents will do the activities right with their kids. Okay, and that's what you're wanting to do, is you're building a course here for students to use, and you need to be as detailed as you can be, but also in a brief form, where it makes it, like I always say, I always give myself a kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. And I'm not trying to say you're all stupid. That's what I've always told myself. And that's what I go about when setting up any course, just like the one I have set up for you guys, is try to keep the course page as simple as possible and not leave it up to a whole lot of interpretation. Okay, so like on this course here, like I go to rocks and minerals here, this Kahoot right here, and it goes to, but I need to give some instruction exactly what I want them to do. Okay, not just give them the page. I need to provide instruction on what they're to do on this particular assignment, on each one of the different games and activities, if you want to do them. Okay, now you might put on some of them that this is for bonus, or this is for additional help, in which it's not really assigned, but it can help them. Or this is a good tutorial. Like if you put in the slideshows and the video lessons, okay, like I want you to have one of your own, and then you could have some other ones and videos where you should put something in that box telling them this is a very good tutorial to help with learning of these, and you know exactly what the concepts are. You can say concepts, okay? But you just need to be as definitive as you can on there. So now then, when I put that, then see I have that, and then it's got a descriptor here. Okay, but if you're wanting them to do it for work, you need to be providing instruction. Okay, and like on your PowerPoints, like you could for your weekly agenda, you know, put it up here and say, the required PowerPoint, you are to read this. Okay, you're to view this PowerPoint from this slide to that slide. And that's what I was noticing a few of you had some PowerPoints that there's like 30 to 1 that had like over 80 slides. You can't very well do that with elementary students, and you definitely can't put it on the parents trying to figure out which ones to view. If you want to use those slides, then what you need to do is tell them which ones to view. Or it's really best not to put them in there, because all you're doing is adding a confusion factor. Okay, and like I say, my goal is here, I want you to build a usable course that could actually be used with students, not just to try to show that you can put stuff on a course. Okay, hopefully I'm making sense. Okay, but some of the key settings though, you're gonna go to the edit function over here, and that's where I'm getting into where I have those boxes to put this information in. Okay, now then you can put in, once you get going, you can put in restrict access settings too. Like if you go add a restriction, then like they can't do, like if you have some games and stuff, well, you can put in to add restrictions, you can put in other things, okay? So activity completion, that's where you're going to be able to select from activities that you've got on your course. Okay, so before they can do these games, they've got to have completed this assignment up here. Okay, and that's really good stuff to do. And that leads to mastery learning type of thing. They don't get to have the fun or do the fun stuff until they've done the stuff up above. Okay, so that's another really good setting that you can do on your course and make it really mastery learning. Okay, so now some other things, try to keep your course. I noticed some of you kind of moved around these subheadings, the categories. You want to try to keep consistency all the way through. Okay, now like I said, I want you to have one of your PowerPoints in here. Okay, if you'll notice with my D2L course, okay, if you look at my PowerPoints, I try, and I know it's college level, but I try, and maybe they bore everybody to death, I'm not sure, but my PowerPoints, okay, I try to make them all the same. Okay, consistency, consistency, consistency. when you have online courses and particularly lower levels, you get parents used to looking at stuff and students looking at stuff, it gets easier for them because then they know where to find everything. Okay, so my suggestion is on your PowerPoints, you make them all look basically the same, which this is one of my PowerPoints here, and you see I keep this same general. You're starting out very same general page. Then they know what you're looking at, they know what to expect. And it makes it a whole lot easier through your course. Is keeping consistency. If you change gradually. Okay, not all of a sudden. Okay, because they get used to your way of teaching, and it's even more so on an online course. If you change things up on them and as you go from unit to unit, it has a confusion factor and a learning curve factor. Okay, so consistency as much as possible in your course. Okay, so now then, let me see if I can hit some of your guys' courses to see some things. Okay, like here. Now then, this is Stephanie's. Okay, if I click on this, then I want it to be one click going in. Okay, now you see now that is, and I didn't know what I was going to get. See, now this person has to go 2 clicks, but they're looking on here, and you know, kids, okay, whether they get to be able to read there, particularly you get down the lower levels, know to click right there, whether they pay attention to that or not, they're not going to get to your resource unless they make this next click. So what you want to do, and I'm glad I hit yours because I had no idea really what I was going to see. You want to go to this resource, go to edit settings, and then go to appearance and just change it to new window. Okay, so then I go save and return. Now then this time when I click on old Bill Nye here, it takes me right to the resource. And that's a huge difference because then I got the kid right there where I want him. Okay, so and that'll be I suppose this one will do the same. Okay, see, I need 2 clicks. So what I want to do, and these will be changed for you, Stephanie. Okay, I want to go to here, edit settings, and go new window. You could do forced download if you wanted to, but that can get into problems with some of them, particularly if you get some that have slow downloads wherever they're at. It's better just do it like that, make it a new window. Okay, and that just makes it easier. If you have like a drag and drop one here, okay, that you drug this on the course and dropped it, okay, it's probably going to do no, it did. That went just fine. But if it doesn't just open up in its own new window, then go over here to edit and go to edit settings, and you can make that selection right here under appearance. That's the most common thing you're going to change. Okay. Now then, I don't think there's anything else I need to show you, but I knew I needed to go on like one of your courses to see this. And I'm not trying to pick on anyone. I'm just trying to see things and to show you. Okay, so like here, there's layers. If I click on that, yeah, see that went good. Okay, and that's the way you want. You want it to open up a resource like that. The only thing that this needs is I would go here and or you go up above, okay, and you put some instructions in on what to do. So go edit settings and then go make sure you click on display description on course page, and then you tell the kid what to do or the parent what to do. You are to complete this assignment as, okay, whatever, or tell them exactly, and then submit it or what have you. Okay, now then, if you want them to submit the assignments, it's actually easiest, okay, to go on your course. And if you want them actually submit an assignment, you can do that, which I like, but you haven't done like you taking pictures. Then, and I don't know that elementary, they do it that much, but if you want, then you put the things in as an assignment. Okay, but you can't drag and drop them over on the course. You want to drag the file, drag an assignment, put it right here. Put the name up here, and then down here is where you put the number of points you want it to be worth and so forth. Okay, and it'll be an actual assignment if you put it in as an assignment. And you don't have to do that. Okay, but you do want to get these to where when I click on that, I don't have another second click. I wanna go here, take that to appearance, new window, save and return to course. Now then when I click on that, I think it was this one, I can't remember which one it was now. Yeah, well, no, I think that was the first one. But you want them where they go, yeah. Okay, the only thing you want is you want to give some instruction on what to do, because there's really no instructions up here. Okay, and you got to provide instructions. Okay, and then you see, yeah, on this course, and not picking on you, you want to get these, make sure you have these all, the headings all. Yeah, this, and you've changed the order. You got assignments here, then lesson plans here. You want, and it doesn't matter if you want to change the headings around from what I had them, but you want to keep every section the same, because the students get trained to how you have things set up, just like you're trained to know where everything is on my D2L course. Keep your course as consistent as possible. Okay. Hey, hopefully I'm helping. And I think I've hit the main things that I was thinking of. And trying to think if there's anything else, like any of these. Okay, that and I recommend that you get them all looking professional and all the same font and everything, which they should mainly be. But if you need to change any of those, these all look pretty good. Then you can just click on this and you can change it right there. I mean, it's real easy. Okay. And then any of these that anything you'd want to use again, you can just click on duplicate here. I'll duplicate it, and you could take and put it down in another section if there's anything you use more than once from one module to another. And I don't think any of the rest of the settings is nice if you move right, move left to get this offset, which you've done that on this course. Okay, which is good. Okay, just the main thing that is wanting to show is how you provide instruction. Okay, and with that, I will wrap this little session up. And please, if you have questions or comments or what have you, please let me know. This first set was due Sunday night, but with this instruction and so forth I'm given, if it changes things for you somewhat, that's a soft date. I'd just like for us to be able to get all your modules on the course done by the last week. Okay, and then I'll give you the same points for each of the different sections as if they were due on each one of these Sundays. Okay, just realize I'm going to want you to get, but the ultimate goal is I'm going to give you the I want you to get each one of these modules populated resource by the end of the course. And it was like, it was doing these the first 2 weeks, these the next few weeks, and then these the last. Okay, but I would like for us to try to have time, and that's just what I got to see, is for you to learn to make some quizzes and maybe a simple exam or two at the end, and see how you put those on your course in an online format. Because whether you ever actually use them for exams, it could serve as practice and tutorials for students to use at home as like a practice test. Okay, and with that, I will wrap it up, and please let me know what you think and whether this helps or not.